Hey, what is going on, folks? Matt here, and I'm about to take my first Tesla road trip, and I'm super excited about it. Me and some friends are headed to Vermont. It's going to be about a 6-hour drive for us. We have one supercharger stop along the way, and I'm pretty excited about it. It's the furthest I've been with my Tesla, so hopefully I don't get any range anxiety, but right now it is about 10:30 p.m. the night before that we're leaving. We're leaving around 6 a.m. Tomorrow morning, so it's going to be an early lift off, if you want to call it that. I don't know, whatever. I'm actually recording from my phone right now, so hopefully it doesn't bother you too much. But I'm just going to go over some things with my car and how I packed it and all that kind of stuff, just to give you guys a little preview, and then I'll update you throughout the trip with other clips and things like that. So anyway, let's just take a look at the car and see what I did. Okay, so we are in the trunk, and hopefully you guys can see this. I have the flash on. It looks like it's fine, but we'll see. So actually, I have my bag of clothes and stuff right here. We got some snacks and stuff just above that. Over here, I've got my Car Guy super cleaner, just in case anything happens to the interior of the car along the trip. I can just clean it up very easily. Link will be in the description for this. This is fantastic stuff. I love it. I've also got this bottle of a Screwball, which is, if you don't know, and hopefully I can get the bag open here, this is peanut butter whiskey, and it is absolutely delicious. So I definitely recommend picking up some Screwball, but I'm leaving that over in the kind of a little area over here that where it's a little bit protected, I guess you could say. I don't know. I'm just putting it over there, just out of the way of all the other luggage that we have to get in here. I'm picking up 2 of my friends tomorrow, so they're going to be using this space. And we actually have, I don't know if you can see, but the seat is down because one of my buddies is bringing his golf clubs, so he's going to put those right there, no problem. And then, of course, in the sub trunk, we have a case of water, a bunch of different snacks. I have my Tesla mobile charger down there as well, because I'll be plugging into our Airbnb while we're staying there. And yeah, that's about it for the trunk right now. Let's go around and I'll show you the front. All right, so on the front side of the car here, we have just my backpack in there right now. I've got my drone in here. I've got my Nintendo Switch in here. We got some masks, disposable masks, just because, COVID, so just always want to have those with us. But yeah, we've got this, I actually just recently picked this up, the DJI Mavic Mini. This thing is amazing, and I can't wait to get some great shots. You guys might have noticed in some of my previous videos recently that I've been using this for some of the Tesla shots, and I can't wait to just get better and learn more about how to get good drone shots. Drone shots, what am I talking about? That's probably a website you don't want to visit, is Drone Shots. Yeah, I got my Nintendo Switch in here. We got some cables and stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much it in the backpack area, but it fits nicely into the front with some room to spare. So yeah, I'm not too upset at this. And obviously, when I go pick up my buddies tomorrow, we'll see, what else we can sort of fit in here. And this is also important to point out, at least in my opinion. We are bringing some pork roll, and yes, I call it pork roll. I'm from New Jersey. It's not called Taylor ham. I don't care what you say. But we need to bring this to Vermont because they don't sell pork roll really outside of New Jersey. I guess maybe in Pennsylvania they might sell it at some places, or maybe even some places in New York, but it's mainly a New Jersey thing. So we love pork roll. We're bringing this thing of pork roll with us. We're going to slice it up, and it's going to be delicious, but I just needed to point it out because it's obviously an important part of the trip. So this is also the first time I've ever charged my car to 100%, which is just a really cool feeling. And I actually scheduled this charge using something called Optiwatt, and I can tell you about that right now. So Optiwatt is a free service that I started using at the start of October, and I've really loved using it, to the point actually where they reached out to me to ask if I could just talk about my experience in a video. So here we are. Essentially, what Optiwatt does is it will automatically schedule your charges so that you are only charging during off-peak hours, which ends up saving you money. And it does this by analyzing your exact electricity rates from your power company. So if you go to sign up for Optiwatt, during the sign up process, you can upload one of your utility bills and it will automatically detect what your electricity rates are, or you can manually enter your rate information if you want to. Now from there, you can control your charging schedule by either choosing the cheapest option or the optimized option, and I personally use the cheapest option because what that is, it will obviously only charge your car when the electricity rates are the cheapest. And the optimized option is really great if you have like a 9 to 5 job and you're working 5 days a week, because it allows you to set a specific departure time for each day of the week, and it will also charge your car with the cheapest possible rate that I can get. Now, Optiwatt even has a calendar functionality, allowing you to schedule out charges months in advance if you want to, which is exactly what I actually did for this road trip. Now, none of these scheduled charges actually affect your usage of superchargers or any other chargers away from home, so don't worry about that. So if we take a look at some of the stats that Optiwatt has provided to me while using it, so far this month, I've spent only $15.30 in charging, which is about $26.37 in gas savings. So that is awesome. And Optiwatt actually shows data for each charge session and how much each charge session actually costed and the rate that is associated with that session. So that's really cool. It also has a fun little fact that it shows every time you log in, such as this one, which says that I've saved 61 gallons of gasoline, which is equivalent to 23.04 trash bags recycled instead of landfilled. So it's really cool. Makes you feel really good about having an electric car. It's been a really great experience using Optiwatt so far. And I'll be sure to share some more of my stats from it over time on my Twitter page. But if you're interested, be sure to check out Optiwatt at getoptiwatt.com. A link will be in the description down below. It's totally free. It's super easy to use. And once again, they did not pay me for any of this. I've just been very vocal on Twitter about how much I've liked Optiwatt, and they decided to reach out to me to see if I'd be interested in just talking about my experience in a video. So that's all this was. So hopefully you guys check out Optiwatt. It's really, really cool, and I'm sure that I'll bring it up in more future videos. Also, I just want to point out, and you know, this is just my luck, right? The week that we're leaving to go to Vermont, the week I'm going on my first Tesla road trip, right? My Tesla wall connector kept notifying me that it was stopping the charge, like the charge was interrupted. And I was like, well, what's going on? And it turns out the error code was that it was overheating. Funny thing is, nothing about the handle, the cable, the faceplate, anything here felt even remotely warm. So I'm actually going to be making a video about that in the near future of how I solved it, you know, the research I did and things like that. So yeah, I'm just going to be testing it more because the fix I did for it was today. So I just want to make sure, give it a little bit of time before I actually make a video on it talking about, okay, this fix actually worked. So just, yeah, just going to be testing a little bit more once I get back from my trip, and then I'll make a video about it. But I thought it was really interesting, and just my luck that like I was having issues, but luckily it's fixed. Car is up to 100%, so we're good to go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is almost 6 a.m. and we're going to unplug the car, and the next time this car is going to be plugged in, it's going to be for our first Supercharger stop in Massachusetts. Here we go, road trip time. Let's get it. All right, we are on the road, ladies and gentlemen. This is the first road trip in my Tesla. I am so excited. Oh yeah, let's go pick up my friends, and then we will get on the highway and head to Massachusetts, baby. Let's go. By the way, we are starting out with 99%. So we're gonna go from 99% to, we'll see. I guess I'll film when I get to the Supercharger. Okay, so we had to make our first stop 2 minutes into the drive because the guy who's not here wants to go get coffee and stuff. And we have Ricksta
What's up?
in the back. We're at 97%, ladies and gentlemen, so we'll see how it goes. We are estimated to have, at our first Supercharger stop, 32%, so it should work out pretty well. And yeah, that's about it.
Put your fucking hands on the wheel.
They're on the wheel.
You should just make it steer for it.
It is.
What do you think this is, a Tesla?
Yes.
All right, we reached our first stop in Massachusetts. There's the boys. This will be my first supercharger out of the town that I live, and it's free miles, baby. So let's do it.
What's up, boys?
There we go. Oh, supercharging. Let's get it. We're about 29%, and we'll be charging up to around 90% when we leave. So just a fun fact about this supercharger is that I might be the first person to use it, and maybe I'm just crazy for thinking that, but this supercharger was actually put in about 2 weeks before we got there, and it's a 250 kilowatt one, so it definitely was, you know, brand spanking new. It was fantastic. It was great that there were no other Teslas around. We just got to kind of hang out in the parking lot, go into the supermarket, use the bathroom, all that kind of stuff. But we were just able to chill for a bit in the parking lot, which was really nice. But yeah, this is a brand new one in Great Barrington, Massachusetts. So if you're near there, definitely go check it out. It's 250 kilowatts, like I said, so it's going to charge your car really quickly. And yeah, just brand new. It's awesome. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived in Vermont, and look at this place. It's like a renovated barn. This place is amazing. I got my car right here. I'm about to plug it into a standard 110 outlet, and they even have games over here you can play. They got horseshoes, a fire pit. They have a bunch of other stuff you can play, cornhole. They even have golf and stuff up there. And just look at this. It might be very windy, so I don't know if you can hear me, but look. Look how beautiful this is. This is amazing. The inside is fantastic, and yeah, it was easy getting here. I'm actually here with about 60% battery, so I'm just gonna plug it in when I'm not using my car. Might as well just use the mobile charger and do that, just to get some extra battery. Just when I'm not using my car, I might as well. The Airbnb host said it was fine. They were great too. They gave us a tour of the place and everything. They were really nice. Yeah, this place is just amazing so far, and I'll definitely show you some of the inside. But first, let me plug my car in, and then we can go inside. Also, just wanted to show we are currently plugged in from that outlet right there. We are pulling 12 amps, and obviously it says it's going to take 24 plus hours to charge up, but might as well just get as much charge as I can. So yeah, just going to leave this sucker plugged in and go have a good time. And we've got a karaoke machine. We've got a poker table. We've got foosball. We've got pool. We've got some couches. We've got ping pong. We've got a gym back there as well. We also have another foosball table, little furnace area, and there's also a beer pong table that we can bring in. And we also have darts. We got this TV, couch. Is there anything else up here? Oh yeah, there is. There's a golf driving range in here. And we got the projector, which we can put up on the wall. We have the golf driving range, or I guess is a driving range, whatever. So the boys brought their clubs. Yeah. And we got the kitchen with the smart fridge. Oh shit! You can see, how do you do this? Oh no. How does this work? You can see what's in the fridge without opening the fridge. Look at Matt, here we go. Oh, professional, on camera.
Also, I just want to mention, I am brand new to flying drones in general. This is really the first time I was able to fly my drone like in a huge open space. So if there's any like weird shots or jittery angles or whatever it is, I apologize for that. Hopefully, it's not too bad to watch. I tried to clip out all the really bad parts. But yeah, we had a really great time at this Airbnb. Plenty of space, a lot of games to play. It was just really fantastic. And just Vermont this time of year is just so beautiful with the way that the leaves change and just like the entire atmosphere. And luckily, the weather wasn't too cold. The first day we got there, it was actually pretty warm, and we were able to hang out a good amount outside. But the next day, unfortunately, it rained all day. And then the day after that, which was our final full day there, it was a decent day out, but it definitely got pretty chilly later in the day. So I think next time that we go to this spot, which we will probably be back here just because it was so awesome, we'll definitely come during the summer months just because, you know, it's going to be warmer out in general. Also, another thing about this area that we figured out was like anything that we wanted to go to was about at least a 30-minute drive away. So, you know, that's totally fine. We wanted to be a little bit more remote, obviously going to Vermont, but you just need to keep that in mind when you're going to a place like this, especially if you're using an electric car. You know, you want to make sure you have extra charge, which is the reason I actually charged up to like over 90% when we were in Massachusetts, is because I wanted more charge while we were here. Because the nearest charger to me, at least a Supercharger, was actually 30 minutes away in Rutland, Vermont. So if I wanted to get to that, I'd have to drive 30 minutes. I'm not even sure if it's a 250 kilowatt one. I believe it is. I think it's a new Supercharger V3. Yeah, I actually didn't need to visit that, so that was good. Also, we did go out to eat one of the nights, and we actually found a parking lot that had a charge point electric car charger. Unfortunately, I didn't have service on my phone, so I was unable to download the ChargePoint app and actually pay for the use of the ChargePoint station. So that was kind of a bummer because I would have liked to get a little extra charge just while we were eating. It would have been super convenient. But you know, I've learned my lesson. I have ChargePoint installed now on my phone. And then I also installed some other EV apps as well, just in case I run across any other third-party chargers. So that is a big tip that I would like to say, is that if you're looking to actually go ahead and go on an electric vehicle trip, make sure that you have these third-party charging apps installed as well. Just because you never know when you're gonna come across one. I didn't even know there was a charge point station next to the restaurant that we went to eat at. So yeah, just always be prepared with that stuff. I was not prepared, so I was unable to get that extra charge, but I would have definitely liked it. And yeah, I'll let you guys enjoy some of these drone shots, and we'll get back to the video. Okay, it is now the final day that we're staying at the Airbnb. Hopefully you guys enjoyed those drone shots, and hopefully I remember to put them in. But let's take a look at the car and see what's going on. So I'm gonna just head outside here. And we currently have it hooked up via mobile charger just to a 120 volt outlet here. So this actually wasn't plugged in the entire time. The car last night around 7 o'clock was around 35% battery. This morning it's around 51% battery, so I gained about 16% overnight. Not too bad, you know, just for it sitting here. And I almost needed it just because now that I charge it overnight, we're only going to have to stop hopefully just once on the way home, rather than stopping twice, which is what I was estimating I'd have to do last night before I actually plugged it in. So the reason I only plugged it in last night, well, technically I plugged it in the first night that we were here, and a few hours later when I was asleep, it said charging was interrupted, and I think the breaker tripped
I think that it was just I was doing it at 12 volts, or sorry, 12 amps, whatever it is, 12 amps. I think it's 12 amps. So I think that that's the reason that it tripped, maybe, or maybe we're just using a bunch of electric shit that was connected to the same breaker. I don't know, but I think it's good now. I actually switched it to 10 amps last night. I believe it's in amps, right? Am I crazy? I don't want to open the car because I don't want it to start all the way up and everything. But yeah, no, it was great last night. No issues whatsoever. And for those of you who are just interested, look at all this dew and rain and stuff. No effect whatsoever on the charge port. I know people think that like you can't charge it in the rain and stuff. No, you can charge it in the rain. Really, all you got to do is just make sure if you're using the mobile charger, this thing isn't on the ground. Which it's kind of hard for that to actually be on the ground because it's so close to where you actually plug in, which is probably by design, right? So anyway, yeah, it was a great time. I'll get some shots of us heading home, and whatever supercharger we stop at, I'll try to get some drone footage and just general footage in general. But yeah, that's about it. It was a pretty easy trip coming up, but let's see how we do heading back home. All right.
All right, so I actually didn't get any footage at the supercharger that we stopped at on the way home, and the reason was it was really busy parking lot, and also there were a lot of Teslas already parked at the superchargers. It was a 150 kilowatt one, so unfortunately I didn't get the best like charging speeds, but also the main reason I didn't film much there is just because we were really hungry. And we went and ate at the Cheesecake Factory, so that was great. It was the Supercharger in Albany, New York. So I don't know if you guys are aware of that one or whatever. Decent Supercharger. We went from about I want to say 23% to around to 98%. So we got a really hefty charge while we were eating. It took around like 45 minutes for it to actually get to that charge. So not a short amount of time. Obviously, the 250 kilowatt ones work a lot better. But anyway, I am now home, so that's the point. I ended with 24% battery, so plenty of range left to go. So there's a lot of things that I actually learned on this trip, on my first Tesla road trip. So let's go ahead and get into that. And if you guys have any questions about anything that I'm talking about, feel free to let me know down in the comments. So there are three major things that I learned on this road trip. The first being is that range anxiety definitely is real. So even though there were a lot of charging opportunities for me, I still felt a little bit of range anxiety. And I think most of it just had to do with the fact that I was bringing other people in my car with me. We were carpooling together. So I didn't want to like let them down by like, having my car run out of battery or anything. We weren't even close to that happening. It's just something that's always in the back of my head. And especially just because it was my first road trip, it's going to be something I'm thinking about more often. But I feel like the more road trips I go on, the more comfortable I'll get. But yeah, like I said, range anxiety is a thing, but just don't be afraid to go into rural areas because superchargers aren't the only way you can actually charge your car. And that brings me into my second thing that I learned on this road trip is to take advantage of any charging opportunity you can. So, for example, I asked our Airbnb host if I could plug in my car at the Airbnb. They said that was totally fine. So that's an opportunity to plug in my car. Also, take advantage of the third-party charging stations. Make sure you download all the apps that you can, ChargePoint, PlugShare, all those different ones out there. And yeah, PlugShare, that's a very important app to have because that's going to show you where third-party charging stations as well as the Tesla superchargers are just on your phone. So you can easily sort of map out, okay, we're going to go to this restaurant, we're going to go to this place. This is what charging stations are near there. So I'll just park there and we can just walk, 2 minutes to the restaurant or whatever. And then my car can be charging while we're eating or whatever it is. So just make sure that you're taking advantage of any charging opportunity. Look at places that you're going to, look at places you might go to. and just see what's around there. You know, there's charging stations everywhere. They don't have to be Tesla superchargers, and you can always take advantage of that. And the third thing that I wanted to bring up, and it's something I sort of already knew, but it really solidified it for this trip, is that autopilot is just amazing. And I only have the basic autopilot package, but even coming home, we had like a stretch of road where it was like we had to be on there for about 120 miles. And I probably only drove about 2 or 3 of those miles. The rest was just autopilot, which is just fantastic. It's really great on the highways, the basic autopilot. We did have it, I think only like 1 or maybe 2 instances of phantom braking, but it wasn't anything that was too bad, not as bad as I've seen other people mention. And I know that there currently is a autopilot rewrite that's been pushed out to a very small group of people, and that looks very promising from the early videos from it. So it does look like autopilot is getting a lot better, at least hopefully it will once it fully releases to the public. But yeah, autopilot is just amazing. I don't have the traffic light, I don't have full autopilot, so I don't have autopilot that reacts to traffic lights. So we had a little bit of issues with like autopilot kind of braking too harshly, but I think that just has to do with the fact that I don't have the traffic light autopilot feature, because it doesn't know it's at a traffic light. It just thinks the car in front of it is slowing down pretty quickly. So I feel like if I had the full self-driving, that would be a lot smoother, and it'd be more of a gradual braking into the traffic light and into the car, behind me. Not into the car, but just behind the car. But anyway, yeah, so those are the 3 main things. Is range anxiety is definitely real. Make sure you take advantage of any charging opportunity. And autopilot is amazing, so don't be afraid to use it as much as you can, because it is really just a lifesaver. A 6-hour drive felt like a 1-hour drive to me, if I'm being totally honest. Like, it was just really amazing. I got to take in some of the great views that were on the back roads in Vermont. So obviously it's a really great time of year for Vermont, just from a visual standpoint. So yeah, it was really nice. It was just great using autopilot. So yeah, that pretty much sums it up. So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. I know this is probably one of my longer videos. So if you did make it through to the end, thank you so much. Be sure to leave a comment down below and just say, I want you to say something about your next road trip. Tell me what your next road trip is going to be in your Tesla. If you don't have a Tesla, feel free to use my referral link down in the description below. It is going to give you 1,000 free supercharger miles. But yeah, let me know about your next road trip. Even if you don't have a Tesla, just let me know in the comments down below. If you made it this far in the video, I'd love to hear about it. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. Feel free to subscribe for more Tesla content, and I will catch you guys in the next video.